Thanks. Just a quick reminder, please record on YouTube to want to reconnect with what's being said. Okay, so my initial presentation is networking in the professional environment and why it's so important. I'm going to discuss the basics, and I'm going to keep it very short, very simple, so that you can build on your own. Start. Why? Because it's easy, it's readily accessible, and you can add to your professional network without any. LinkedIn has a primary connection and then what connection. So if I can link with Bruce, then Bruce will have access to people's profiles whom I have access to, creating a second link which allows other parties to join in, and which allows you to see this is the scope of persons whom you should be networking with. It's also an online CV. I've heard of recruiters, a lot of HR and a lot of human discuss how important it is to consider your physical CV and your online CV. Your online initial impression of your fluency with technology. If you have a good profile, it can be readily assumed that you are quite versatile when it comes to computers. That counts in your favor, whether you like to admit it or not. We live in a digital age. Many hearings, case lines is a reality. Court online, useless as it can be, is a reality. We cannot shy away from the technological advances. As simple as it sounds, strike up a conversation with colleagues. They don't need to be places where you work. They don't need to randomly know. Go to an LPC event, for example. Start talking to people around you. See what they do. See how they work. See what they are. Maybe it influences your ideas or your management skills of your practice. Networking is not about making friends in the professional world. It's about building contacts to ensure that you have a place referrals or to whom you must refer clients. Alternatively, if you're job searching, this is a very productive way to get the first foot in the door before they even approach to do a recruitment process. Personally, I haven't sent out a CV since 2016, and here I sit. Networking was my way to get where I am today. Speak to people, find out what they're doing, explain what you do, explain where you want to go, and make sure you have a demonstrable ethic of work. Majority of my contacts I met at court. That is a reality that it's less and less nowadays, but it is a very important aspect of where you can sit. As a candidate attorney, I used to walk into a random room at High Court or in a magistrate's court, and I used to listen to arguments, and I used to, if there was a tea break, approach the attorney, and I would often say, this sounds like a very interesting case. Do you have 2 minutes to give me a quick breakdown so I can follow? And within those 2 minutes, I've caught that attorney's attention. If I was able to give insight, my mental referral quality and increase that much more, which would then create a reputation within the industry. And that is how you start networking. You have to again, your biggest feeders, if we can put it like that, is the professional environment, and they will not come from third-party introductions. You need to go and you need to do it. Be proactive in this aspect. That's why I say LinkedIn, when I come up against an opponent that I've not met before or against a new firm, I tend to Google them. And then I see who the directors are and the associates are. And I go and search their profiles on LinkedIn. Where did they do their articles? What type of experience do they have? And that allows me to gauge how much fighting I will have from these persons. Just on a side note, Just because a lot of people work at the big 5 firms do not mean that they are good or that they are worth fighting against. I found that the bigger the firm, the poorer training goes in. It's a blanket type of training. At a smaller firm, you're more likely to get more niche training and to be more of a pit bull than what you would be at one of the top 5, for example. Have a much wider and broad networking aspect to them, and it's a very big component of their business model. More often than not, we used to network with clients at, for example, a golf day. We would sponsor a hole on the golf course, for example, the 9th hole. We'd have a couple of beers sitting on ice, and whoever came across, we used to give a business card, speak to them for 2 or 3 minutes, give them a beer, chat to them a little bit more, and they would go on. That is how you develop a client base, through active searching for clients. You need to